Rise and shine, folks. Hey, Mike, what is it?
Time to hunt.
Time to hunt. Well, hey, it's another night. You got the Hunt the Hotline with Don Bell. Of course, Mike, he's out on the road again. Keeping the road hot right now. He's Don's at look at here. He's at Matt Hagen Outdoors in Radford, Virginia tonight. Matter of fact, I think he's in progress right now, Mike. And a couple of places he's going to be coming up on the 26th. Which is Saturday. He'll be at Van Sporting Goods in Coleman, Alabama. And then 2 days later on Monday night, he'll be at Graybow Outdoors in Fultondale, Alabama, which I don't think's real far from there.
He's getting sort of close to home,
yeah.
Finally.
And Franklin's of Athens in Bogart, Georgia on September 30th. He'll be there. And then on October the 3rd, he'll be at Vaden Farm Supply in Vaden, Mississippi, and then Pat's Archery in Jasper, Alabama on October the 8th. And then Mike's Gun Shop, Pensacola, Florida, he'll be there October the 9th. And South Delta Parts in Rolling Fork, Mississippi on October the 12th. And then another Van Sporting Goods location, Brandon, Mississippi, on October the 17th. So keeping the road hot.
Staying in the South.
Big time. So, but that Don's on the road. You got Steve and Mike Burklow tonight, and we'll get a little commercial break and we'll get this show kicked off.
Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroX to attack and repel insects instantly. Scent Defense is specifically formulated to attract deer while simultaneously destroying odor. Scent Defense, the 3-in-1 formula for success. Worked hard all summer to get everything just right. Don't leave the rest of it to chance. Use the finest deer urine ever collected and the only one in the market that is oxygen-free. From collection to bottle. Get ready. It's time to hunt.
All right, guys, we're back, and Mike, hey, Mike had a great idea, folks. Doing something a little different. We're going to add to. We just put it on Facebook. Going to add for the 1/10 and 1% club members. We're going to be giving away a weekend deer hunt in Dallas County, Alabama, at our hunting facility there in Dallas County. So we're going to have that drawing. Mike, why don't you go over the quick rules of the hunt?
Well, like Steve said, it's going to be with myself, Don, and Steve. We're going to provide the food and lodging. Which that's going to be outstanding. And we can't promise that they'll kill a deer, but we can promise great food and great lodging.
And good camaraderie.
Good camaraderie.
We're going to try our best to put you on a deer, though, for sure.
That's absolutely correct. What they need to do, Steve, is go to www.topsecretdeerscent.com to join the club. The hunt will be January 15th, 16th, and 17th. They can join now through January 2nd for a chance to win. Every bottle that they purchase is an entry to get into for the hunt.
Right. I'm talking about this bottle, of course, it's the $100 bottle of Reserve. This is the doe estrus. Of course, we have it in buck also, Mike. And so if you buy both bottles, that doubles your chances to win then.
Well, that's correct. And, people talk about, $100 a bottle, it's getting a little steep. But, when you talk about a day hunt, the day hunts that they have in Dallas County, Alabama, you're looking, this is prime deer hunting property in Alabama. And those kind of 3-day hunts, you look at $1,000, $1,200 when you count the food and lodging. And
Oh, absolutely. And Dallas County is about your
And we're talking- I mean,
heaviest
that's-
populated deer in the county and the state, pretty much.
and some of your best trophies that you could hope for.
Yeah, yeah. So we're looking forward to putting that hunt on, and
We're looking
so
forward to it.
join the club and get your
And-
chance to win.
And you're still going to get something out of it. Where a lot
right.
of times you can go to one of these day hunts and not even kill anything, but at least whenever you purchase a bottle, you're going to get either the dominant buck, whichever one you order, or the doe estrus, and you enter a chance to win. If you go, you might not kill one, but you're going to have fun.
You'll have a great time. We can guarantee that. So, all right. Well, Big Tom, what we got coming up next? Go to Facebook. All right. Let's see here. Let's see, Mike. We're going to Facebook. We got Tommy
Okay.
Cook from, man, I'm not even going to try to say that place. It's
From New York.
New York. Schoharie is Schoharie, New York. My southern accent, I would butcher that. So it says, with bow season starting in 1 week. Wait, it says, with bow season starting in a week, I will be using my reserve breeding buck. What is the best way to use it on a cotton ball or on the ground? What you think, Mike?
The reserve, I'm going to assume he's using the liquid.
Reserve, yes, reserve
So,
breeding
okay,
buck.
he's got the reserve.
Yeah,
okay,
this will be the.
that's right. That's
he's
right.
Must be a club member, Tommy. We appreciate it. You're entered in the drawing.
Let's see. That's a good question. I'm probably going to make a drag with it.
Yeah,
I can.
cotton ball is good.
Yeah.
Putting cotton balls out. I mean, you can't go wrong to
Right.
me. I mean, to me, it's personal preference. I like if you got a drag, you can buy drags. They're real inexpensive that have a string on it you can tie. I like those myself. But cotton balls are good too.
Right, yeah.
So either way,
The only thing that when you use a cotton ball, you usually have to use your hands and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
And you're putting your scent on it, and that's what really spooks a deer is the human odor. Right.
right.
So if you can go and you can pour,
You just pour it.
pour it.
Right.
That's probably going to be the best way as far as keeping the human scent away, and deter the human scent from interfering with your hunt.
Right.
So,
right.
it's sort of one way or the other, but
Or I tell you what I do now is I'll take my reserve and I'll pour it in a spray bottle, like a spray bottle there, and of course pump it back out, keep the oxygen out of the main bottle, pour it in a spray bottle, and I like to spray it on the trail as I go in.
Yeah.
That's my favorite way to do it. It seems
Absolutely.
very effective, but so we might try that, Tommy. But all right, and so we got another Facebook, Anderon Janis from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Where do bucks bed in relation to doe bedding areas?
well, to be quite honest with you, a buck may generally bed in the same area as a doe.
Well, that's my thought. I don't think there's any.
In fact, a lot of times they'll lay right there with them. Sometimes, depending a lot on what the pressure is in the woods. Back in the day, and I say back in the day, back in the 80s, it was almost a form of survival when you had so many places where they actually used dogs for dog hunting. A buck a lot of times liked to get up and run with a doe if needed to, because that was just sort of an instinct thing. Whenever they're running, a buck would get off the trail, and a lot of times that a dog would stay on the doe, and the buck would just watch the dog run right past them.
Right.
And I'm sure they still use it today, and it's not that they are brought up and taught that by their doe mother, but it's just an instinctive thing.
Right. Totally instinctive.
That,
Yeah.
to let that doe get on a food plot first. And that's a lot of times why you see that buck. It's just an instinctive thing. That buck come in to a green field later in the evening, and a lot of times at night.
Right. Well, and speaking of that question about the bedding area, we've got a bedding area at our place where we're giving the free hunt away. That is kind of like a sanctuary.
Right.
We don't go in there. We don't hunt right around it. It's thick planted pines with grass growing up in it, and bucks and does both been there.
And that's a real good idea. If if you're hunting in an area that you can afford to allot an area
Yeah, it's about 20,
of
30
property
acres.
to
Yeah.
just, lay it aside just for a bedding area, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, not touch it. Let them have a safe haven. That's right. All right, we got a phone caller on the line. All right. All right, you got Steve and Mike. Who we got tonight?
You got Justin?
Justin. Hey, how you doing, sir? Where are you calling from, Justin?
Painesville, Ohio.
Ohio. All right, man. Has the season already started up there?
Saturday's opening day.
Opening day of bow. Is bow season opening?
Yep.
You gonna be in the woods?
Yes, sir.
I heard that. Man, Ohio, I tell you what, that's a sleeper state. Y'all got some big ones, don't you?
Sometimes. I mean, run across them, but it ain't too common around here.
Oh, is that right? All right. Well, what's your question tonight?
I want to know if you can tell how do you tell the difference between the age of a deer just by looking at it?
Just by judging it in the field?
Yeah.
Man, that is a great question, and it's funny you asked that because I'm going to Illinois, leaving Tuesday to go up to Illinois on a 5-day hunt. And most of the time, the outfitter will say, hey, you got to shoot a 130 or 140 or better. This outfitter's not that way. It could be, it don't matter the horn size. It all goes about age of the deer. He wants to shoot. He wants to shoot 3 or 4 year olds or better. So to me, I mean, just sheer size will always give it away. But you can tell a young buck, of course, is real thin, small deer. Now sometimes it gets tougher when they get to that 2.5, 3 year old. But to me, that short nose, a little bit of sway in the back.
Sort of a stocky body, but short, not long body.
Right. It just, those characteristics.
Yeah, that deep brisket area.
Right, where that neck goes right into the body without, it's just where that neck goes right into the base of the brisket, kind of like, and there's no turn right there.
Right. Generally, a lot of people want to look right at the horns real quick.
Yeah.
To almost age a deer, and generally that can have something to do with it. Absolutely.
Right. Mass.
Usually you can't have a 2.5-year-old deer that's real massive. In Ohio, it may be a little bit different. There's some big deer in Ohio.
2.5-year-old.
At 2.5, 3.5 years old, they get some mass.
Down here, you're right. 2.5 is not usually.
2.5 years old, he's going to be sort of spindly.
Right.
Usually. He may have a 12, 13, 14-inch spread, and if he's got a 16-inch spread, he's going to still have that sort of short, not as long body, that brisket, like you said, is going to go straight in. It's not going to be a deep chest.
Right. An older buck is that neck. Almost, there's no difference where the neck just connects to the body. It's almost like all one feature.
Yeah, and it can be real tough. If you're not an experienced hunter, if you've only hunted 1 or 2 or 3 times a year, or for 3 years, it can be sort of tough.
Well, yeah, and it's not foolproof.
Right, it definitely isn't foolproof. I mean, stuff happens. You know what I mean?
Right, and we had actually covered that, showed some pictures, I think, on the last show or the last time me and you did a show showing an older mature buck, and what we're talking about where the neck comes into the brisket. But to me, that's a clear giveaway right there.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you calling in, and good luck Saturday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Good luck to you guys, too.
All right, bud. Thanks so much, Justin.
Bye.
All right. Big Ohio hunter coming up.
I tell you what.
That'd be a nice place, huh?
Ohio, I like Ohio.
Yeah, heard about some big bucks being killed up there. But all right, we're going back to Facebook. We got Jay Freyston from De Pere, Wisconsin. I don't know if I said that right. De Pere or De Pere. It says, what does barometric pressure have to do with deer movement? I know you like that,
Man,
Mike.
I tell you what, I think barometric pressure has so much to do with how it influences deer movement. Whenever you have the barometric pressure, and I generally get it crossed up, but whenever you have a cold front or that it's on its way through and you've got that temperature that has gotten sort of muggy and it's gotten sort of warm. I want to say the barometric pressure is going up. I can't really
I think it is
remember.
rising, yeah.
And you just get that warm, sort of real humid, muggy. And the problem that it creates, it keeps your scent so down to the ground, and it just sort of spreads out. And you know that's in the deer's favor. I mean, he can, and you know it's just they just sort of tend to lay up. And then when you turn around and that cold front goes through, and the barometric pressure starts to go up, and you've heard me say it before. I always call it sort of like a corridor.
There's a window.
What I call
Exactly.
a window of opportunity when you got that cold front.
Where that mugginess starts going away, and
You can feel the dryness in the air,
Right,
actually, with that barometric.
exactly.
I think the deer can smell better.
That's when you
You'll
need to
have
be
the
in the
wind
woods.
starts
Yeah.
picking up. And even sometimes the wind, you know, it'll get real windy, but you'll have sort of that blustery wind.
that calm, though, usually before that.
Exactly. It'll be sort of, there'll be a little bit of it'll just be a increase in the barometric pressure like he's talking about, or dropping. What did I say?
I'm not, it's either increase or decrease, but it's that time where the air gets dry, like you said.
It's getting dry.
And it's a little quiet, but the
The
temperature's dropping
It's
rapidly.
dramatic drop in temperature. I mean, an hour it may be 10 degrees. The next hour it may be another 10 degrees. So in 2 hours you've got a 20-degree difference.
Right.
And you can almost feel an excitement type in the
That's
in the
when you
air.
want to be there.
Yeah.
For sure, you want to be there. Absolutely. I always try to be there when looks like it's going to be happening anyway, and I know you've killed a lot of good deer that way. Let's see. All right. Looks, Big Tom says we need to take a commercial break.
Oh, time
All
to
right.
take a commercial break already.
Yes, it is. We'll be right back.
Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroX to attack and repel insects instantly. Scent Defense is specifically formulated to attract deer while simultaneously destroying odor. Scent Defense, the 3-in-1 formula for success. You've worked hard all summer to get everything just right. Don't leave the rest of it to chance. Use the finest deer urine ever collected and the only one in the market that is oxygen-free from collection to bottle. Get ready. It's time to hunt.
All right, guys, we're back, and hey, one thing, Mike, I forgot to mention when we're talking about the hunt that we're going to be giving away to Dallas County in January is that if you're already a club member, you're automatically entered
That's
into
right.
the drawing for that. So my mistake, but that absolutely you're already entered into the drawing. But and also. Justin, the guy that called in just a few minutes ago asking about the age of a deer, Tom let me know that 3 shows ago we did that segment on what we were talking about the short nose, the shorter body with the neck going straight into the brisket where it doesn't have that little turn. To me, that's, I don't know, you've been out there and seen it enough, you can pretty much
Right.
identify it.
But you know, a lot of people like to play that, you know, stay on the green field, and I don't blame them because I do too. But stay on the green field until it's, you know, good and dark. So, but as it gets closer to dark, and you finally do have a buck come out, and basically the only thing you can make out are horns.
Tough.
I mean, as far as aging, you can throw that out the window.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to be able to age him.
No.
If you can just make out that he's got horns,
Yeah.
then yeah.
And it's your call whether to
That's
ground
your
check
call.
or not.
If you want to take a chance on shooting a 1.5 or a 2.5 versus a 4.5,
Right.
that's up to them. But
Well, that's right. That's the hunter's call right there. But all right, looks like we got another Facebook question, Mike. It's from Justin Oates out of Prattville, Alabama. It says, I have a question about the scent defense field spray and shampoo. It says, does it really attract deer? And if so, what in it causes the attractant? And what separates scent defense from all the other products out there? Yes, it is an attractant. And we've had several already. We've had, hunting season's already started in Kansas and some other places. And we've already had some great feedback about the attractant. Had a guy that I talked to just the other day, got back from Kansas, said he had 2 of the bucks that were out in front of him. The wind was blowing right over 5 bucks he had right out in front of him at 30 yards. And 2 of the bucks came and smelled his ladder that he was sitting in. Mm-hmm. So it is an attractant, Justin. Also,
and this guy is
he's a taxidermist. Yeah, he's a taxidermist.
And he sees so many deer coming killed and stuff. He doesn't fall for gimmicks.
Right. Exactly. He's typically one not to use products.
Right.
Really
that's exactly what he said. Yeah, I just don't really like using them.
Anything.
He finds it a little too gimmicky. And
right. So, but he liked the attractant part of it a lot.
He was really surprised.
Right. So. But now, to be able to tell you what causes the attractant, well, I don't know if I really want to tell you that because
we were sort of surprised ourselves, weren't we?
Yeah, but they are, and they come with their nose licking for it.
And I tell you what, I talked to a guy near Prattville because I live in Camden, but there's a police friend of mine that goes to Illinois, and he'll be going, and he was telling me, he said, let me know whenever you want me to call into the show and give testimony, and Lance Brazel, and he told me, he said, man, just let me know when you want me to call, he said, because I can give you a great testimony.
He's already used it.
He used it last year before we actually came out with it.
Doing some field
on the
testing.
shelves, just sort of doing field tests, and I said, here, Lance, or actually I gave it to Eric, a friend of his. They were all going to Illinois, and he saw Eric using it, and Eric was flinging all his arrows and not killing anything. And he said, man, what are you doing? What are you spraying on you? And he said, this is some of this stuff that, Mike, that pharmacist, he gave. He said, Mike gave you that. And he took it up to Illinois, or whenever Eric had it. And Lance killed his, said it walked right under his stand. In fact, he said he had to let it walk on out away from him so he could get a better shot at it because it walked right straight under him and was looking up and just looking around.
Smelling for it, yeah. Mm-hmm. That'll happen, but as far as what we can tell you that's in it, we better not do that.
But it's got silver and copper in it to kill a
human odor. Kills your human odor as well. Don't forget that. It's very effective in killing your human odor. Very effective. So, and what separates it from other products out there? Well, hey, it's a repellent also. As far as I know, Mike. Nothing else on the market that does it's a 3-in-1 like that. It's going to kill your body odor. It's going to attract deer. Plus, it's going to definitely keep the mosquitoes off of you and the insects. So you'll like it. So give it a try there, Justin. So they're flashing at me. So I think we got a caller on the line. Yep.
Must be.
We do. All right, you got Steve and Mike. Who we got tonight?
Colby Colehane.
All right, Colby. Where are you calling from, bud?
Northern Michigan.
Northern Michigan. Is it getting cold up there?
Not yet. We've had a few frosts, and that's about it.
Wow. Frost don't even enter our minds down here in Florida yet.
Still haven't ate.
All right. Well, Big Colby, what's your question tonight?
Well, I have a bunch of deer on my trail cam working my mock scrapes. The big ones, but they're only coming in the dark.
Right.
I'm wondering what I can do to change that.
Coming in, yeah. Well, and honestly, has your deer season started yet?
October 1st is a week from today.
That's when bow season starts?
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it starts.
One was last weekend. I got an 8-point.
Oh, well, great.
Good
Fantastic.
Send us a picture.
Send us some pictures of that, and if you kill one opening day, I'm assuming you'll be there October 1st. Send us a picture, but we'd love to put it on the trophy room, so please do that. But honestly, I was just showing, before the show started, I was showing my brother a picture of a buck that I got on a trail cam there where I'm about to start building. But I mean, most of those pictures are at night, To me, that opening bow season, that's when I see most of the bucks during the daytime anyway. It's going to be tough to actually, unless you, Mike, I don't know if anything, it's just going to draw them out to be, if they're nocturnal,
Yeah.
to draw them, to make them to come out during the daytime.
Well, now, when does the peak of the rut generally
Yeah,
hit?
when is the rut in Michigan?
The best week to usually hunt is like Halloween until like November 5th.
Yeah, which is real typical for a lot of the Midwestern states.
One of the things that he might think about doing, if he's available to get that bladder,
The deer bladder?
the deer bladder.
Yeah, I don't know if Justin, or, I'm sorry, Colby, I don't know if you've heard of the deer bladder, but go ahead, Mike.
But
I'm
what you
holding it
can
up.
do, the way this is set up, you can open that up to drip while you're hunting, and what the buck will actually do, if I like the buck scent better, but the buck will, if he doesn't come in there while you're actually there hunting, while it's dripping, you know, of course, when it drips, that's when it's the freshest that it will ever be whenever it hits the ground. But you can leave that area and turn it off or close it.
Right.
And eventually that buck, when he visits that area, he'll be able to tell how fresh that is whenever it last dropped. So the next time you go in, you do that same cycle again, and then again and again. Eventually, after that cycle happens 3 or 4 times, the buck
We'll know the time.
will know the
Yeah.
time that you're coming in there and leaving, or the last time that it dropped.
Right,
He'll know that
freshest.
time, and he'll actually start patterning you,
Right,
hopefully.
right.
And
Maybe you can get a shot.
and you know that could be the best chance of drawing him out during the day.
Yeah, and
No.
before the rut, of course, I would be using buck urine in that, but now when the rut comes, change that to estrus, and it's the same way. But yeah, but go
I
ahead.
Use your guys' estrus, and he shot in like 5 nice bucks over it.
Wow.
And I've seen some, but nothing big really.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, try some buck urine, and I really like the deer bladder idea, like Mike said, because you can drip it while you're there, then you can stop it. And if you got a few times, then if you got him patterned, especially you got an older buck that's stubborn that won't,
that
stays
deer,
nocturnal.
that buck will start to pattern you whenever
Right.
whenever that's dripping.
Of course,
And,
he's thinking it's another buck.
yeah, and see, there's other things. There's other things on the market that I've seen that as it warms up, it'll drip and stuff like that. But who knows if you're going to be in the woods when it warms up, and
Right.
who knows.
There's too many variables.
There's so many variables with that. Are you going to have it hanging,
Right.
and stuff? But this, you can actually leave
You
it,
control this.
control it so much easier, and
Yeah.
the buck can pattern you so much easier. And
Right.
No, I pattern the deer. I see when they move in the daylight. They're just not on my spot during the daylight. They're heading to it, so right once it hits about dark, they're coming in.
right,
I see.
So is that
yeah, and this will.
a good sign?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This, like you
They're
said,
in the area.
This, at least they're in the area, and this may help them from moving into that dark time. May help them get there a little bit earlier, so you can get a shot during the daylight.
Right.
So, yeah, you might try the deer bladder, buck urine, and then of course when the rut gets close, change to estrus, or you could use both for that matter.
So
But
that's not too early to put out right now?
oh no, buck urine you can use from the opening day of the season to the last day of the season. Always use buck urine.
All right.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, absolutely.
And be sure and enforce that grunt as it
Yeah,
as
and
it
like-
gets closer to the peak.
Yeah, and like Mike said, as it gets closer to the peak of the rut, if you switch over to estrus, and buck for that matter, use that grunt call with it. We don't sell grunt calls, but we definitely are a big believer in them. Use that grunt with it, and that may help draw them out too.
Right.
What kind of buck grunts do you guys use?
I wish Primos would give me a kickback on it, but I love that buck roar more than anything. The Primos buck
Yeah.
roar, without a
I
doubt.
use an extinguisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extinguisher buck grunt. I can pattern the does and the small bucks coming in the daylight. So that's.
Yeah. That
I have a food plot, chicory and clover, and they love that.
Absolutely.
And mineral site in the summer.
Well, you got everything. Sounds like set up perfectly. Just maybe this will help draw them out, give you that edge to get them out there during daylight.
Yeah.
Yep, I use a scent wax too and those onyx. So
Yeah, you gotta anything you can do to help your
right.
your scent is great. So absolutely.
alrighty.
Well, Big Colby, man, send us a picture when you arrow that buck next Thursday.
I got a good
Sounds
feeling.
good.
All right. Thanks a lot, Colby. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Yep.
Bye-bye. All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Mike, we'll be back and do it again.
All right. Let's rise and shine.
Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroAct.
Don Bell, the founder of Code Blue, comes Top Secret Reserve Doe Estrus, the finest doe estrus ever collected. Top Secret oxygen-free collection process is a complete generation above Code Blue. Our patent-pending collection process means no ammonia and no ammonia smell. At a limited quantity of 12,000 bottles, only 1/10% of hunters will be lucky enough to add Top Secret to their arsenal. Visit TopSecretDeerScent.com today and join the 1/10% Club.
All right, guys, we're back. And, hey, Mike, this is part of the show where we want to go over the 1/10 to 1% Club.
Right.
$100 bottle of the finest deer urine ever collected gets you in the 1/10 to 1% Club. This is the Top Secret Deer Reserve Estrus, and we also have it in breeding buck. It's a 26-ounce bottle of the finest that you can get. Now,
Good as it gets.
good as it gets. There's a lot of benefits to that. I think they'll flash it up on the screen there.
One benefit's that drawing.
One of the big
That
benefits, not only what Chris just flopped up on the screen there, but also this year we're giving away a hunt to Dallas County, Alabama. Matter of fact, Mike, it's January 15th through the 17th, 2016. We're going to draw it on January the 2nd.
Okay.
And we'll let you know. We'll let the winner know when we draw it. We'll officially announce it on the 7th, I believe. And a few things, though, we do want to point out. Might have missed a while ago. Current club members are automatically entered into it already. There's no cash value. If you can't come to the hunt, then we'll have to draw for somebody else. Have to draw for somebody
Man,
else.
they're gonna miss out, too.
You'll miss out now. It's going to be a good time. Transportation is not included. What is included is food, lodging, and the hunt.
Right.
So just get yourself there, and we'll take care of the rest.
That's right. We'll take care of it. Once you get there, we'll provide the transportation.
Yeah, once you get there, of course, we'll provide all the transportation, but just get you there, and it's kind of central Alabama, in Dallas County, and we're going to have a heck of a good time.
Right.
Heck of a good time. But
They can look it up on the internet. They'll find out how good it is.
yeah, go to TopSecretDeerScent.com, and you can see all about the 1/10 to 1% Club. You can join with one bottle. Hey, if you buy both bottles, you go in the drawing
entry.
twice. You can double your chances there. So
Increase those odds.
increase
That's right.
those odds.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, and if you use one of them, you're going to increase your odds in the woods for
That's
sure.
exactly right.
Absolutely. So you can't go wrong.
That's
It's
right.
a win-win, like you said a while ago.
Increase your odds in more than one way.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to it. Mike and I and Don are looking forward to putting on a great hunt. We're
Have
gonna
somebody show us how to hunt.
That's right. Hey, if we don't kill one, we're going to have a good time anyway. Mm-hmm. But we're going to darn sure try to put them on one.
Oh, yeah.
There's some good bucks there, so we'll see what happens. But I think we're going to go to Facebook. Yep. We got a Fog Zero question. It says from Dick Crenot from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Man, these cities tonight are killing me. It says, been hunting for 55 years, never found a product that prevents my glasses from fogging when my warm exhale reaches my glasses in cold weather. Does your product prevent that from occurring? Excited for you to say yes. Can your product be purchased at a store? What you think, Mike?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That was a quick
And
answer.
and online it can be purchased
Well,
too.
what
But
I-
at store, yeah.
What I've noticed whenever I've seen it in my sunglasses, I don't wear glasses, but on my sunglasses, and whenever you first hit that burst of cold or hot, it'll fog, but it immediately goes away.
Yeah.
It immediately goes away.
Yeah, there is sort of a rush of,
Yeah, when it has that first rush, but then
It's- and-
it goes
yeah.
away quickly.
yeah, what happens is, of course, it's that temperature change. You know, if he's exhaling, you got that temperature change of that real hot air, carbon dioxide coming out and hitting your lenses. And, of course, your lens of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania might be 0 degrees.
Right.
And you've got that, and it hits that, and it bursts it for a second. But, you know, what happens or what is needed to cause your something to fog up, you have to have two things. You have to have dust on your lens, and you have to have a sudden temperature change. And when you have that sudden temperature change, along with the dust on the lens, it creates water droplets. And those water droplets stick to the dust on the lens, and it causes that.
Yeah.
So once you clean that with the Fog Zero, you don't have that dust on there. Now, one of the unique things about the Fog Zero is the application that you put on there. Once it's used over and over, you use it several times, it builds up like a
Builds up a film that it's better and
anti-magnetic,
better.
or almost like and it sort of causes the dust to hit and sort of glide off.
Repel
if
it
you
off
will.
of there.
Now, I'll be honest with you, the more you clean it, the better it is, because you have to have the dust particles on there for the water droplets to attach itself to it. But like I said, the more often you clean it, the better you get that film on there that causes it to slide off.
Right, right. Same goes for your scope and your spotting scopes, any kind of optic, glasses. But I think you'll really like it. And as far as where you can purchase it, hey, look, it's available at a lot of your outdoor shops across the nation. I've already put it in.
Yeah, just ask any of your local dealers.
Or ask your
especially.
local dealer for it. Say, hey, get this in. All the major distributors already have it in there. Also, you can always hit our website and place an order for it. You can go to Top Secret Deer Scent, and it'll take you right to it. Tom, what's the website for Fog Zero? Is it fog.net? It's fogzero.net. They just flashed
Well,
it
I
up
tell you
on the
what,
screen.
they're quick, aren't they?
Hey, quick back there.
You can't get a curveball past
I was
them?
wondering if I was going to set you up there, but fogzero.net will take you to straight to the page. But anyway, you can Google Top Secret, and you can go right to it also.
It'll tell you all about it too.
Exactly.
In case you forget.
That's right. Tell you, explains every bit about it. But hopefully, give it a try, and let us know how you like it. All right. Let's see, Mike. We got another one. We got Rich Tafoya from Arvada, Colorado, way out west. Does the 3-in-1 spray. Colorado. I say Colorado. Does the 3-in-1 spray and laundry detergent work with mule deer and elk in the Colorado high country?
Colorado.
The answer to that is yes. It does. Matter of fact, I've talked to a group of guys that are really looking forward to using it on an elk hunt coming up. So, absolutely. Mule deer, it's going to keep the insects off. It's going to kill your human odor. Mule deer, they're attracted to that scent. So I think you'll see, give it a try there in Colorado. I think you'll have some good results. Let us know. It's in the beginning stages, but all the testing that we have done, Mike, has been outstanding.
Yeah, please go ahead. All the feedback, we've gotten so much positive feedback over and over of how, people coming in talking about deer coming up to them, or
coming up to their stand,
so close,
or to their ladder,
looking up to them and stuff. And it's just it feels so good to talk to these people, and there is, it's like too much money. There's no such thing.
Right.
So too much, input, there's no such thing. Please
Absolutely.
call us and let us know.
Rich, we definitely want to hear back if you're going
Absolutely.
to, You live in Colorado. Okay, so hey, let us know when you go out mule deer and elk hunting how, if you try it, if you do buy it and you try it, let us know what you think and if it works in your favor. You know, if you think it really helps you kill that big muley or that big elk. We want to know about it. So, all right, Mike, we got another one. We got Phil Smith from DePaul, Indiana. Let's see.
I wonder how far DePaul is from Indianapolis.
I'm not sure.
Oh, well.
I ordered Hot Mama Doe estrus. Have you ever used this in a dripper hung over a scrape? Funny you ask. Mike was just talking about that a while ago.
Man, we've got just the thing.
Just the thing for you. Last year we introduced the deer bladder. This is it, the deer bladder. This is preloaded with 5 ounces of Hot Mama estrus already in there. You can set the rate as slow or as fast as you want.
Right.
Set it right over a scrape, and that thing can drip while you're there. It's telling that buck the 3 hours that you're there that it's fresh the whole time.
Right.
So, and then when you go to leave, you can either close it and leave it, or close it and take it with you. If you're going.
The best thing, of course, is close it and. But you close it, and again, you start that cycle. Well, maybe the buck didn't come while you were there. Well, he visits the scrape while you're not there, and realizes, hey, 2 hours ago, if I'd have been here, I would have caught her.
That's right.
And then the next time you're there, you open up, and then the same thing happens. Well, if I'd have been here an hour earlier, I would have caught her this time. And then he starts pattern when you're there.
Right.
So you just, again, increase the odds. Just like, he's talking about hanging it and letting it drip. Maybe he doesn't show up the first time. Maybe he doesn't show up the second time. But
he might.
That third time, you better watch out.
Yeah, he may be.
You know what they say about three's a charm.
That's right. Hey, Phil, check out the deer bladder. Also comes in buck urine for early season, and hey, I like buck urine opening day of bow season.
I like using buck urine during the middle peak of the rut.
Absolutely. Buck chasing doe, that's great. Hey, we got it in both of those. Check that out. Give it a try, but that answers your question. It's available, and it works great. All right, Tom's jerking at me, says Mike, he wants me to take a commercial break. So we better do what the big guy says back there. We'll be right back.
Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroX to attack and repel insects instantly. Scent Defense is specifically formulated to attract deer while simultaneously destroying odor. Scent Defense, the 3-in-1 formula for success. You've worked hard all summer to get everything just right. Don't leave the rest of it to chance. Use the finest deer urine ever collected and the only one on the market that is oxygen-free. From collection to bottle. Get ready. It's time to hunt.
All right, guys, we're back, and Mike, we're going to get back to a few questions here. I had a bunch of website questions and Facebook questions come in. We always try to get to those. Lance Naboli from Cornish, New Hampshire. Does the vacuum plug work on your bottles of urine? Please let me know. Well, this is our bottles of the liquid urine, different than the foam. This is the liquid. Now, the vacuum plug does not work on this, but what it's designed for is, Mike, you want to tell them what it's designed for? Is the Scent Saver system.
Right.
So what you do is you pour every bit of this 3 ounces into your Scent Saver bottle, and Mike's going to demonstrate.
Well, once you get it in there, you just put your Scent Saver cork on there, and you're going to take this little apparatus, and that sucks the oxygen right out of it.
Takes the oxygen out of it.
So now you're sitting there with the oxygen completely out of the bottle,
free,
and your urine Ready to go.
Ready to go hunting, just
gonna
like
stay
that.
fresh.
And when you get to the woods, you don't want to pull that because it's going to go boom real loud.
Right, it will.
So you want it's got a little tab on top. You just push it. You hear that, lets the air out of it. Take it off, good to go.
Right.
But you just pour the whole bottle in there and use as you need it. Every time, just pump it out. Take that and put it in your backpack, and you're good to go.
Right.
So,
Show 'em that combo.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Now this year we've got
Now,
this right here.
This is awesome.
This right here is, to me, is awesome. Mike really likes it too as well. Now this is breeding buck. This is our reserve right here, breeding buck. We also have it in reserve. We have it in Hot Mama Estrus as well, and it's a combo pack. It comes with,
with
5 ounces of the reserve.
And it will fit on there.
And it does fit, right? It fits right on the bottle. The plug, and of course comes with the pumper, all in a combo pack. So that's available on the website.
Right.
Man, I tell you, that's a great deal right there. I'm going to be using that this year. Matter of fact, here in just a little bit. So anyway, all right. Let's see. We got another. We got Mike Gapsky from Troy, Michigan. What is the difference between the bad boy buck urine and the red light blended buck urine? Well, the difference is the bad boy buck urine is from one buck, which is really the only difference. The red light blend is from several bucks, so it's a blend of urine. The blend is cheaper. It's a little more easily collected, so it's cheaper. The bad boy buck urine's from one buck, so it's going to cost more. It's a little tougher to do that, so it does cost more. So that's your difference. Let's see, we got a top secret website question. Kelly Sexton from Strasburg, Ohio. It says, "Good morning, Don. I've been bow hunting now for over 30 years, and I've never had any real luck using bottled doe urine. What caught my eye is on the oxygen-free system you use. Our bow season starts here in Ohio the 26th of September. I'm looking for some true doe estrus urine, so when will you start selling that? Also, using the vacuum system, do I still need to keep it refrigerated? Thanks, Kelly." Well, Mike, that's about how long I've been bow hunting, about 30 years, and I tell you what, I've never had anything that I like this oxygen-free estrus. It, yes, and you can buy it now. It's for sale all year, but you can hit the website. You can go to your retailer.
Right, local dealer.
I mean, your local dealer should have it. If they don't, tell them you want it.
Tell them you want it, because it's the best there is.
It's the finest there is. So we have Hot Mama Estrus in 3 ounce right there, which you'll need the scent saver like Mike demonstrated a minute ago. We also have Hot Mama in the foam, 8 ounce foam, which is a great deal. I really like the foam.
I love the foam.
Use that. Really works well. You don't have to have the scent saver with the foam. You can just, every time you pump it, it's the first time it sees oxygen. So now, keep it refrigerated. You don't have to do that. Just keep it vacuumed out. The liquid, if you want to use estrus liquid, keep it vacuumed out every time. That's going to keep the oxygen out of it. So you got to do that, but you do not have to keep it refrigerated. Now, I have a lot of people that like to keep it refrigerated because, and I'm not going to say it's not going to keep it fresher. It may very well do it. I don't know why it would hurt. I think it could only increase your chances. I know a lot of people that keep it in the fridge.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't myself because keeping the oxygen out of it is fresh.
Right.
So room temperature, or you don't want to get it real hot. You don't want to get it up to leave it in the car where it's 120 degrees, or you don't want to do that. But you don't have to keep it in the fridge.
Right. You don't have to, but I know Mama, if she comes home and sees urine in the refrigerator,
ain't gonna like that.
Sometimes they don't like to get that mixed up.
Right. Unless you got a separate fridge, then hey. It won't hurt to do that for sure. So, try you some Top Secret. I think you'll like it and may increase your chances there.
It's funny, Steve. I was talking to one of our dealers, and he was a firm believer in our Top Secret, but he had somebody come by and told him that the reason our stuff was not good is because you didn't have to refrigerate our stuff. And
That's not true.
I quickly, let him, showed him that, hey,
This is the reason, right.
This is the reason. And, I don't want to talk bad about competition, and I never will, but he was just trying to lead, our dealer astray to try to move his product in there, and was telling, our product is best and is better than theirs because, hey, you have to keep it refrigerated, and if you don't keep it refrigerated, then it's not fresh. But you don't have to keep it refrigerated.
No.
Does it hurt it? No, it doesn't hurt it.
Do you see any of the other brands out there
I mean, but
refrigerated on the shelf?
Just think about a deer.
Right.
I mean,
His ain't refrigerated.
what is the core temperature of a deer
Is warm.
almost 100 degrees.
That's exactly right. So think about it. A little common sense will tell you.
I mean, if a deer never voided or went to the bathroom and she held her urine, it would stay at almost 100 degrees 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Oxygen free, too.
Oxygen free is the key.
it would be oxygen free.
That's the key. It doesn't start breaking down, doesn't start ammoniating
right.
until you start using it. That's the freshest there is. So that's
it's-
what I want, the freshest. So it's
That's
going to
it.
increase your odds. Hey, you're spending a lot of money, a lot of time and effort, a lot of money. This hunting is expensive.
Absolutely.
So why
And
not
everybody-
increase your chances?
And just like, whenever you watch the Outdoor Channel, Sportsman's Channel, whenever they do their deer hunting shows, a lot of times they use a decoy. I mean, so
If it's legal in your state, yeah.
But what we're trying to do is deer hunting. When it's legal, you're trying to do everything that you can possibly do to be just like the real thing.
Exactly.
So why not have, when it comes to a doe being an estrus, why not have the nearest thing to being completely real?
Right.
Oxygen-free doe
estrus
estrus.
urine. That's right.
Oxygen-free dominant buck.
Exactly. I hope that answered your question, Kelly, and good luck this year. Another Facebook question, Tommy Cook. It says, do grunt calls work during early season? He's from New York, and one I couldn't pronounce a while ago. Looks like he's got another question. Do grunt calls work during early season? Mike's the grunt call expert.
Well, I don't know if I'd say I'm an expert, but I've used them so much, and probably messed up so much that I've learned a thing or two. But of any of the times that I've messed up more than any, it's been during the early season. And I've hit my grunt to, just to see what would happen sometimes. And if it's early season, they don't show me nothing but a tail. And
So you're saying early season is not a good time to...
No, early season to me is not, if you do a subtle, real
Now, this is
subtle,
Alabama.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah, it's not New York. And again, you got to think about whenever you're answering a question, you got to think about the time of the year, the place that they're talking about. But to me, the very best time to use a grunt, of course, is whenever I have bucks in on me, but is just before you're getting to the peak of the rut.
Just that pre-peak
Yeah,
time?
just as the beginning stages, not quite to the peak, but when the younger bucks are really pushing the does are just on the verge of coming in.
Right.
And I mean, those young bucks are, I mean, they're going crazy. The older bucks are sitting sort of back saying,
It's getting time. Yeah.
go ahead and bring them on in here to me. Y'all go ahead and do the hard work, and Daddy's gonna take care of the rest. And but when you hit that grunt, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, where did he come from?
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
That's the ticket.
Right. Yeah, early season tough.
Yeah, early season, he's sort of like, he sort of
Not pay attention to it this time of year.
either
Yeah.
not pay attention to it or
Spook, yeah.
go the other way.
Right. All right, we got another Facebook, Jim Anderson from Grantsburg, Illinois. What's best to use during the peak of the rut if you know a few monsters frequent your woods, buck urine or doe and heat? Well, I tell
If
you
you had
what,
to choose one, right?
if you had to choose one at that time of the year in the peak of the rut, I'd say doe estrus during the peak, definitely. Now, myself, I like to use both. Buck chasing doe, I like both. Peak of the rut, absolutely. But if you had to choose one, doe estrus during that time. But any other time besides pre-rut, peak rut, then buck urine, absolutely.
Yeah,
which
I
I'll be using.
probably during the absolute peak when the does are beginning to stand, and that's what the doe estrus means when they're beginning to stand, and a buck comes across your trail of doe estrus that you lay down.
That's
then
what
he
he's
hits
looking
it.
for.
He's going to hit it and trail it. Now, at the peak of the rut, if you lay down dominant buck, that's still good.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like nobody in his domain.
Right. I don't like that competition.
But generally, at the peak of the rut, you know, those bucks have been in the woods 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're sort of starting to pair up. And, you know, so he's not going to generally tend to leave if, you know, hearing a grunt, he doesn't want to leave that doe. It's almost like calling that big old boss gobbler.
But if
he's sort of close to some hens,
Right.
it's tough to call him away from those hens.
But if that buck comes across the trail and he smells oxygen-free, hot
he hears
mama
it-
estrus,
That's right.
you may turn him your way. So, all right, that's a good question.
But the buck urine is not bad. You know, there's no way. You know, it's like, you know,
right,
like that.
But yeah, definitely during peak, I would lean towards the doe estrus. But other than that, any other time, shoot buck urine, man. First day of the season, first day of bow season. So, Craig Bagley from Deerfield, Wisconsin. How many times can you hunt one stand before a deer patterns you or knows the stand is there? And to me, Mike, there's a lot of variables involved in that. Mainly, the biggest variable is all depends on how well you control your scent. If you are super, super cautious on your scent control, then maybe several times you hunt that stand without even getting patterned.
And it could be just one time.
And it could just
You know,
be
if he
one.
comes in and busts you, I'll be honest with you, Steve, last year, man, I went and got on the stand. I trailed the way in using the dominant buck or the bad boy buck, trailed my way into a stand, got in there. Steve, I hadn't been in the stand 30 minutes, and I was hearing noise all around me, and just happened to turn around and look, and here comes a deer, goes walking across. I look, and I mean, just a big buck. Here he comes, walking right at me. I couldn't hardly believe it. And he busted me. Got behind me and busted me, and I, you know, later on I got down out of the stand and got out of there, but and left it alone for what I thought would be, you know, several days. I never have seen that buck again.
Yeah, he can.
Never saw him again.
Especially the mature bucks, they can associate that with danger, and
Right.
they'll know to avoid that area. So, man, scent control is very important. If you're very careful, and especially if you only hunt a stand with the perfect wind, if you're real careful to go in with the right wind, then you can hunt it several times, you know.
Even on I mean, and that's a real good point. Don't try to force it.
Don't force it.
Don't force it.
I do that sometimes, but a lot of times
And probably every hunter does. You know, they have their
Right.
favorite stands. Man,
Right.
every time I sit there, I see 10, 15 deer, you know, maybe more, you know. And every time I sit there, I always see a buck. And so, and then they've got that wind that sort of,
yeah.
you know,
well,
doing
I can
like
probably
that.
get away with that, but
then man, I didn't see a deer there this time.
Well,
And
there's
then
a reason,
The
yeah.
next time, you know, I didn't, you know, only saw 3. And this time, you know, the wind was perfect, and I didn't even see a deer this time. And you know,
right, yeah.
they're starting to pattern you.
That's right. All right. Well, see, I think we got time for one more Facebook question. Let's see, we got Kevin Guyman from Madison, Indiana. What is the best way to set up your new deer bladders without alarming nearby bucks that are already using the scrape? Also, what time of year do I hang it? Well, to me, Mike, it's not going to alarm the buck. I mean, you're talking about fresh doe estrus. I mean, the bucks are already in the area, but you're talking about he's thinking there's a doe that's absolutely fresh urine's coming on the scrape. I mean, it's an attractant. So it's not going to spook. It's not going to spook the buck, the doe estrus. As far as time of the year to hang it, during the rut. I mean, with that
depends
scrape.
on which one too. So
Right. But basically, it's pre-rut, peak of the rut. Whenever those does first begin to start chasing, you can go ahead and start using them. I think. What do you think, Mike?
Well, that's I totally agree. And if you're talking about if you've got both of them, it says to use the new deer bladders. So maybe he's got both of them. The buck, I just
use that.
use a buck starting out day
Anytime.
one. I mean, if you're in Indiana, when middle of October,
Yeah, it probably starts October 1st.
next week
if I
or
had to
something
guess,
like that. Yeah. I'm going to go in there with a bad boy buck and hang it up and start letting it drip. And as it gets closer to the peak, start playing around with that grunt as it gets closer. I usually like to see some sign first like he's talking about
Of the pre-rut?
scrape. Of the peak coming on.
I
Start
gotcha.
seeing scrapes, start seeing rubs, start seeing those fresh rubs, start seeing those overhanging limbs.
Start seeing the
hanging
doe acting
down.
funny and-
Yeah. Start seeing that buck coming out and doing a little chasing, because when they start, as soon as they start doing it, it doesn't seem like that grunt along with your scent is as effective as it is maybe 6 or 7 days later after you started seeing some sign. Because again, I think the best time to use the grunt along with your scent is right just when the does are starting to hit that estrus stage. When they're beginning to stand and man, you're hitting a grunt and that dominant buck says, whoa, wait a minute, where did he come from? These little bucks, they're just pestering me.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
But now
put a dominant
whenever you
buck in
put
here.
him in there and hey, my girls are starting to stop for me. Now
Got a
you're in the
problem.
woods here. Yeah.
Got a problem. That's
Got a
right.
problem.
That's right. Well, guys, hey, Mike, it's already been an hour. It's another week gone by, but we're getting close to hunting season,
Tell you
and man, we're excited to be getting these pictures in. It's starting already. But guys, next Thursday night we'll be right back here. Yeah, we'll be back. Sometimes we do a seminar. We'll show a seminar, but we'll be back here next Thursday night. And hey, join the club and put your name in the hat for
ready to go hunt in Dallas County.
for a big deer hunt in Dallas County, Alabama, mid-January. Look forward to doing that, and we'll see you next week.
All right.